Stay tuned on ACN TV. We will be right back. Stay.
Hail this land of glory. We the Amazonians, special loyalty. Praise to our Savior who granted us the freedom. Allegiance to the hero who brought the land we gather. Glory to glory, we rise and never to fall. Here in a nation, flowing rivers and holy. Glory, glory, glory to the Father for making you a nation, a joy forevermore. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation. Ambazonia, land of freedom, you shall live in plenty in our need, and your children shall be like the stars above. The Most High God being the watchman of this nation.
Fellow Amazonians, una good morning, una good afternoon, una good evening, wherever una day. Una no blink, una stay focused on the goal for our liberation. Some saying there for English say, no pain, no gain. You never make progress where you no suffer. You never gain anything where you no feel the pains. Will liberation struggle from which way I will talk say the general, I mean we the president for AGOC, he don't always talk. A liberation struggle is not a walk in the park. May I repeat them? A liberation struggle not be a walk in the park. You know, I get a message for give and for traitors and weaklings them for this revolution. And for also encourage Ambazonians and when they understand, when they get the test for freedom, when they get the quest for freedom. So we will stay focused on the goal. The goal now for free land. I get a couple of questions to ask the naysayers, the weaklings, the ones that they post around, they knock their chest with the people they oppress them, they abuse them, they rape their woman them, they abuse who picking them for university, they chase their papa them for coffee farms. You think saying that now you go come out, go sit down with them, they'll do anything for you. You think saying that now when anything will change, you'll get worse. I get a message for you people. If you feel, say you meeting and get back to normal, go across the territory, go settle like with Cameroon. Ambazonia no go ever be a land where it will be ruled by anybody. We deny to be slaves, and we no go ever be slaves. Make I repeat something. A revolution no be a walk in the park. If the kitchen the hot, get out. I feel so, maybe laughable actually. You see a couple of people in the parade. They did eat with the enemies. The people where France hold them in bondage with the Cooperation Accord. They be enslaved, they don't even get a land of their own. Even the Francophones, the French-speaking Cameroon, the terrorist regime, they're under the spell of France. France get their raw material, their resources from the soil. You get everything about them, their currency, their curriculum, everything be controlled by France. We need to sign that pack. We don't suffer the consequence for the past 60 years. They derail a whole generation for people them. With all that knowledge where they out there. Some weaklings them. Some traitors them. They go chop with the same enemy. They don't use their land for experiment. They carry gendarmes and army them. They come for your land, they rape your woman them. I want to ask you one question for some of these people them. Now, because we carry guns them, before they kill, they burn with villages. Now, because we carry guns them, when they kill people them, how's that? With peaceful plans. 2016. They used helicopter gunship for people them. Raise who houses them. We're not going to ever give up. Amazonia, now a free land will go self-govern itself. If the kitchen the hot, get out. What makes one thing? Will revolution not be unique? For the weaklings them, the ones that when they join this revolution, they don't know which way it be all about. When I see the fallout, they fall out. The real revolutionary fighters them, who did the work of Amazonia land, are the ones that they understand what we freedom mean. They're the ones that understand why we start this fight. We'll get a lot of surprises at every level. I'd always talk to them. Some people they call the word Amazonia. It means different things for different people them. I want to list some things them. You see, I did for some country. I did for US. When you look at the history of America, now a handful of people them, they be pick up weapons for defend the mighty Britain. Challenge them at every level. They will be determined and consistent. Britain will get the biggest fleet for military for the war. They bow, they humble themselves for US, for the people they do for US. Because the British Empire, it be colonized, if you don't turn America like one of the colonies, it is suck out every wealth. Where even the military get right for can't enter inside their own house. If you defend your own house, military get can enter, take your house. Take the best part for your house is steady. They will make one proclamation. Give me liberty or death. They stand on that. The first battle they will get down with the UK. They lost a lot. But they resist till Britain leave their land. And they become an independent nation. For end of a become the biggest nation the greatest nation on planet Earth. You get the likes of Haiti. Haiti being a pure slave nation. Make I tell people them. Haiti defeat 3 powerful nations there. I mean slaves. Slaves. When they will work for plantation. They rise up, they say, I'm not going to be slave again. They start with cutlass, country mason, all kinds of small things them. They begin to trade to them. They begin to trade amongst them. And they will deal with them. We see get for the point where we get for handle trade to them the way they get for be treated. You know, go mortgage your land, mortgage the future for that land, derail people that are picking them, that derail the future for that land, cause for picking them for continue for they go out, for go be prostitute them. They kill somebody like slaves, they're out of land. Because another oppressive power, it can't shit on top of head. They call una Biafra. They call una enemies in the house. They call una strangers. They give una all kind abusive names. Now that's why I want to shoot under. Ambassador no will ever be land for slaves. If you feel say the battle, you know if you stand the battle, get out of Ambassador, go stay as slave for the Republic of Cameroon. That land no go house one slave. Ever be slave for that land. We'll only arm the go. We'll start with cutlass. We'll mount with self-to-den guns. We'll get AK. We'll capability to increase the go. We no go blink. We no go blink. And I want to make this video, I address two critical situations where I observe them today for this revolution. Fellow Amazonians, I'd always make some comment. We go lose some battles. We go win some battles. We go win the war. I want to talk so one thing. I quote America like country where they stand their tough with Britain, the biggest nation, they win them. Me, I also quote Haiti. They fight for 7 years, slaves them, but they stand up collapse from fields. They battle France, beat France 3 times. Napoleon Bonaparte will be the greatest army. The greatest army that time for war. Slaves for Haiti, small island. They defeat France, hands down. Before then, they almost fight the Spaniards and the Portuguese. France came, they beat with Napoleon and later too. Napoleon never ever lost any major battle inside Europe with major fighters them. But they lost the battle with Haiti. And the history that they never teach me. For sure, say a determined people when they be enslaved, they realize they come to their hands, they be slave and they need to be free. When nothing will stop them from their freedom, they always triumph. They always triumph. Patriotic Ambazonians, we don't blink. We don't blink. For the same America where they stay inside, some great leader they call and say Martin Luther King. They call it, they say grandpapa for civil rights. Civil rights na movement where it give you equality inside society where they live in. Even Ambassador never against civil rights. Martin Luther King, he fight, go for jail, come back, they kill his own people, they kill black people, they begin fight for equality in America. They use dogs for them, they shoot them, they firebomb them. He stay consistent, say till my people they get equal right, till black people they get equal right like white people in America. I don't give up. School picking and leave schools, they march for streets, they use fire hose for them. They use dogs them for their skin. Police dog them. They don't give up. Because they want freedom. They don't cower. Even in the midst of firebomb, the midst of the biggest military, the midst of pure racism, they get guns, they get everything. They be prepared for use their body. Martin Luther King and the black American people use their body to demand freedom. And they get the freedom. Sudan, South Sudan. They fight for almost 30 years because they understand. They understand what it means to be free. They understand. 30 years. Eritrea, he fight for that length of over 20 years. Because they want to live free. They don't want people to control their life, command them. Somaliland, they be self-governing. Robert Mugabe, he be tell how to call it, the person who became the role Rhodesia. Say make my land is soaked with blood. for freedom for picking them. We'll not go give up. We'll devise every means possible for free land. We'll not go give up. They begin their freedom. We'll start this war. They declare war on us. More remember, we suffer double abuse. France, where it get the raw materials for both for we and the Republic of Cameroon. He signed what they call as a cooperation accord with the Republic of Cameroon. We will not be part of that whole deal. But we will suffer the consequence for that one. They use another black nation for colonize another black nation. So some people in talk say the one just decide to just kneel, hold their hand, go shit down like slaves. They could determine how you go for live. They go send sick for your land. They can't take your picking them back, put them in any kind of injection for their skin. How do we do entire with this school? I mean, this beats. They can't take a girl picking in locker for class, inject them with sterilizing agent them. You don't get right for talk anything. If you decide to do anything for you, she in dance will come for quarter part, no get peace for neighborhood. The equalizer will be like an gun. Get gun. We no go lay down weapon. I want to ask, I see a couple of videos today. Now you make me for come for address who people them. I first saw one, coincidentally, he come out for place with me. I come out. I be blue blood bands picking. I see some coward. He can't address valiant fighters. Say they don't need for that area. You, where you talk that thing, as you carry up and come, leave, go out of the territory. We're not going to live like slaves. If you don't surrender yourself like a slave, no be inside like Republic of Cameroon, and you, that person, will come, will define you like a shame for Ambazonia. You not go stop any soldier for fight for any place for Ambazonia. Sell out, weaklings. I want to ask you one thing. Areas where they don't burn houses, they get fighters for the no. So you think say when our guys instead for you to rise up, support the boys, they mean they protect the communities them. How many communities where now boys they don't protect them, they don't burn them down? You come up, you talk, say me the people they leave their area because you face they can't burn them. You coward. A coward. Instead of you stand to support the picking them. Give them the effort. You got their skin calm. A whole man. Your generation is supposed to fight this fight. That old man, we can stand for band so they talk for that boy them. Say me they come up for that place, go find a different place or else or can born. You think say even if they come up for no can born a community? Now your generation, that old father, now your generation become to fight this battle. You don't get a say for this current generation for Amazonia. You are a traitor and a treason. You commit treason for land. And that community and that group of people will go attack una like slaves them for land. You don't get right for drive for send any amber boy out. You commit an act of treason and una all will come for that camp. There is a price to pay. If you come for move people ready to protect land and protect the people them, they fight for liberation and for territory. You get a price to pay. And that kind of people they act with the oppressor them. To expose people that they defend the territory. Just talks on one thing. Even if you go take with 50 years, we'll keep on fighting. That land must be free. If you feel, say, make it stop the battle, cross over, go be slave for the Republic of Cameroon. But Ambazonia, you no go ever be a land with a foreign government go control them. You want just kneel, put your hand for down, the kiss like probably come on your butt. They do any kind of thing for you. That man, a man said, "Where if surely get picking away, they don't even get. You know, we live for land where you send picking go school, come back, can't stay under you. Eh? Now your generation be supposed to fight this fight. When you see that kind of people, they come for around soldiers, when I pick them, treat how they treat people they commit treason for land. When I treat them how they treat people they commit treason for land. Now a traitor, I need to commit an act of treason. Slave, you don't decide for just gather your skin for say you go be slave. More understand so one thing. Those type of elements are inside any liberation struggle. You always find them. If you don't be get them, if you don't be getting kind of this type of traitors and for territory inside the revolution, I will call and say, "On being a unique revolution." It not be unique. The situation will be unique. More understand so, but there is a price to pay if you stand for the path for freedom. You know, you come for realize some people they join this revolution for obvious reasons. At no point in time, they ask some question. Don't be born, they don't burn down way, they don't even get amber, or don't get fighters, the liberation fighters for day. They don't the Kiwi. Now because we carry guns. You get people that defend themselves. They protect the community. Most of the ones that they carry gun to, they don't ever get in mind for carry gun. Not only coward them. You can't stand. And they openly hold himself, so they mean the videotape, he talk say, we no want this. You think say when they come out place, you can't sleep on the same community. Be a shame and a disgrace. Inside a revolution. Be a coward. And all might not get use. Don't decide on being a gong dog. Don't hold your tail for your hand. But you know go spread that type of message out territory. A sellout. You look weaker than before. You think say, I want to ask one thing for you, those type of people them. You think say, despite all the abuse we like public don't make them for we. You resist stand. You don't give, if you don't give up, cross over like Republic Cameroon. Who stay there. But that land, you know, will be that land where they go rule we. Like Republic Cameroon don't get no hold over that land, don't get no say over that land, and they never get any say for that land. This time around, I don't think so one thing. We don't ever drop down with weapons. Never. If you be so cowardly and so weak, like Gong Dog, pack that thing, go for Liberia, Cameroon, go shit on for day. That land no go ever be a land where go be enslaved again. Never. You don't get big political revolution, what they call themselves, the political front runner, the first revolution, where they don't see sell out. I want to talk for Amazonians, and we'll still get a lot of shocks. But the real people they understand what we will fight for. That they go take this whole thing through. Not the crowd. Some people think that social media they win a revolution. No. East Timor, it be confronted by Indonesia. The West, they back Indonesia. They no be care. They be use their body, they be use their everything, and they gain their own freedom. Men, the way they get balls, they go stand for free a land. Weaklings them. You stay quiet, or you cross over for like Republic Cameroon. Go give yourself like slave for day. But Ambazonian land no go ever be slave. We keep an account and a record. We'll make one thing be clear. Even South Africa, you be get an arm for black people of South Africa, but they be fight against the ones that they fight for break the back of South apartheid. They be use them, likes of Buthelezi, they be use them for fight their own boy, where they fight for freedom for the entire black race for South Africa. So what do they say? I know be strange. Those communities and way like that sell out. That particular man, that ring leader, then when they come from so they can't stand to talk for those boys, those village soldiers. Them. When next those type of things that happen, man make it very clear. They go face the exact punishment for a revolution. And they talk, and they apply the one for every revolutionary fighter. If you get anybody where they come around for try for undermine una for the fact when they fight for una people, when they protect that same people, them when they treat them like traitors. That's an act of treason. Pick them out, make sure say they understand what you mean. The blood will come as they don't face, they don't lose some full territory. They undermine them and they shit on our people. An old man, now they be supposed to fight this fight. Young people don't come on and they say they want for free themselves. He go stand, offer himself like slave. He prefer to remain under this enslaved. And the last option is to get them. Violence begots violence. Or violence begets violence. As they use guns for we will challenge them mano to mano and they will live for land, whether they like or not, no matter how long it takes. It was never going to be a walk in the park. When Dr. Ayabacho, if he talk, say this is not a walk in the park, some people they be thinking are just fine words. Some people are just sweet words they use them. Some people they feel say, yeah, you know, I don't want to talk so one thing. We'll go lose some battles, we'll go win some, but we'll go win the war. Now land. Now destiny. Now everything. If you feel so you want to remain under the same status quo as a slave, go across the border, across Matterson. Go across like that in Salt person, go across the other part, go back for some side, go settle for day. That land will better be free with no human being living there. There will be a slave land with people the way they live for day. Never. We'll do what it takes. The weaklings there, they think say, oh, you rather prefer remain like a slave than for she not to fight for what we deserve them. We don't get 50 years of a lost generation. I want to address some other thing was here for recently, just today. You know, we fight this war at two levels, two fronts, psychologically and physically. I see someone, he call himself Valerie, where he purport say he be a fighter. Say they encourage he talk how he be part of the revolution. And he don't live he don't go join DDR. What a shame. You claim how they don't give you money. We get records. We get proofs. We get facts for money we receive them. And you be a traitor. Because part of the resources where you receive them, you flip them. You think say that one will save you. I just want to tell with villain soldiers for Atlantic states. Now stay focused on the goal. Fight as if this, all of us, we fight as if this revolution depends on us as individual people. Fight as if it depends on Muna. We go fight as if it depends on and as you as an individual. We'll get fallouts. We don't get big ones, major ones, but we'll rise and we'll keep on going. This one is a process for every revolution. You'll get sell out them. And big time seller they will see come out. But they focus, they bold, and they determined ones them. They will take this whole thing through. Now look at very well. No be mass. You don't put me for map. Who's out there now for this world? Now they few, they bold, they daring, and they determined. What they understand what it mean for liberate a land. Now you don't put it for place of day. We go only increase capacity and capability. The likes for that one. He call himself say EB whatever. I don't talk like for South Africa. We begin like Chief Buthelezi, they can fight with the white people them against other black people them. We pick their arms and so no go lay down. You think so you go talk for other people they come for. You know, be so ashamed. You call yourself somebody be learned. You know, be so ashamed of yourself, say, despite the fact that the blatant enslavement of your people in your face. You talk, you call that how do you call him? That geriatric person, octogenarian, like Paul, say Paul, be like Paul Beer. Say he mean this, he mean true. Say only, what a shame. Your grandchildren, your great grandchildren, if you get some of them, they go spit for your grave. If you even get grief. Read the French people, their behavior. You understand, say, they just hold on for a while, for a purpose. Did they ever retire their tools? Did they break them? I just want to talk so one thing. I talk in the spirit for, you look, I talk in the spirit for Fidel Castro. If you take over 100 men, they will free a country. They be asking so one time, say, if you be good for repeat that same thing, you go do them, the way we do them. He say, I go use lesser men. Will they be driven? And they get the spirit for liberation, for free Cuba. You go use that same number. Amazonians, even if it will take 10, 15 years, we will be free. We no live under enslavement. We no live a life where we run out of the country. We no live with people that will not even get our own resources. The resources we get them for our own land. The God-given resources, they in the hands of other people. We no live for land where we begin and be as intelligent as what? Now man, no man, if you put people in position them. You get people the way they go do extremely well for school. They no go fit gain or they no go fit gain which way they be made for. Now look, when they talk the code, they go the rich level of it talk. The ones that they go through schools, like UB and other universities, the very bright ones, so one of the way, you know, even know what you get na class na what now they can kind of give them a position them. Mediocre kind of type of way for life. that kind of upside down country. When I think say we stay with that kind of people them. We not get no arrangement like public account except say they get to leave for land. I want to talk about one thing. With the upward game, with the increase of capability, the sellouts they will continue to come out. We'll go clean them. We'll clean the land. I'll continue to move forward. Ambazonia better remain an empty land, will be a free land, than for remain a land with people where they be slaves. We go be a walk in the park. Not just 4 years and counting. No be an exception. If you don't tire, pack out. Leave the real fight and continue the fight. But if you think, say, go be a traitor, like the one where you show yourself, we come for Southern Zone, Atlantic Zone, we sell a couple of brothers. You think say a legacy or live on that, think well. Will keep a record. You feel say this thing, it go there like this. No. Every revolution get the ups and the down. It get it peak, it get the valley. It get the peak, it get the valley. But it continue to move. Now a wave. It get one direction. It move now towards that direction, no matter how it look like. It go up, it come down, but it continue to walk at the go. It continue to walk at the go. It should be ashamed of ourselves to sell out their own brothers them. Expose some of them, they kill them. You go stand, you talk. We keep records. To the valiant soldiers, stay focused. Stay razor sharp. We'll start this thing to the villains of the revolution. I'll go finish them on their own terms. They bring the war for we, but we'll go finish the war on our own terms. And like the Republic of Cameroon, it will leave for land. The so-called guy where he go to Naki chairs, he talks say he part of the Southern Zone defense structure. Stand up on you lie. We get track records for money we receive them. I mean the recent finance we receive millions we receive them from we for buy resources. You take and hold them. You stand in knock them up, get the evidence and facts. You will be held accountable. No matter how long. Even your corpse, we go dig them up, put them, judge them. They will exhume some of your corpse them, judge them for land, then jail them, then they put them back for ground. You go stay for that ground like a prisoner till you do your time. Nothing say your corpse or when you die, you'll be free. Nothing say when you die, you don't be free from the revolution. We go jail even names. We go dig graves. We go move people, they put them with their corpse them, put their coffin, casket. We go judge that casket. We go jail the casket. They put them for ground back. You go serve your time. That's how far we are ready to go. You know, talk of the ones that be alive. No matter where you did for this war. The issue not now when. Not be if. Now when we'll get independence. When we'll get independence. No matter where you did for this war. As long as you act like a traitor, we betray one soldier or betray this, you have betrayed the cause of this revolution. Whether you find yourself for the end of Arctic or Antarctica or for the end for South America or wherever. Till now, Jews they see on Germans them. They move them for place a day. Recently they take someone, they host someone from US. Go try them. They still hold them. They still hold them. You think it's not a joke? Wherever you dey, if you betray this cause, we go dig you. We go bring you to books. Even if in a casket, we go dig the casket, move and judge them. Jail you put the cops back. The weaklings, they will think say, it go be a walk in the park where you go just get up. You make chiki, then you think, no. Sudan, it take close to 30 years. Eritrea, same time. East Timor, long. To be a free nation. Weaklings them, una move out. The kitchen not hot for una come out. Get just that mere decency for lead the revolution, she don't quiet. But when you get the heart for say you go expose your own brothers where they fight for the liberation for land. And if you act, you get inside our territory, you support people the way they come for land, burn with houses, them rape with picking them, rape. Human rights, it come out recently, say that's pretty. This demon them, terrorists, they go for one village, rape over 20 girls them, even disabled ones them. Now the people that want to they can they people and they go partnership with them that. When they talk with them, they feel comfortable. They rape your own people, kill them, torment your men them consistently. You know, rise up like a man for once for your life, for do something way tomorrow. To call you a man, they walk for you now, footsteps in this. You go partnership with the enemy. You should don't be so comfortable. They talk with people, they do that kind of act for your own people. You know, we join this revolution with the right mindset. I praise and I hail the valiant soldiers who understand why we fight, wait till we fight for. We stay focused on goal till the last, like all the Cameroon boots, they leave for land. We no go bow, we no go blink. I want to tell you now, we'll get with ups, we'll get with down, we'll go win the war. We'll get more than what it take to win the war. Now stay focused. Well, make us see repeat them. We'll get good days. We'll get bad days. But the end result, now say we'll go win the war. And I believe in the leadership for Dr. Yabacho. And I believe in the leadership for his structure. I will take this whole thing through. So I just come now for tell traitors and say there's a price to pay. And if you be so weak, stay quiet or you cross off like probably Cameroon. Go remain like slave for the. Sorry. Stay focused on the goal. The goal and liberation. I will go be free. I thank you now. Stay blessed. And no blink. There was never going to be a walk in the park. We will get there. Never we will live like slave for land. Never again. They go use we for experiments. Never again. We will live for land, we will not get voice. Never again will allow a foreign land, a foreigners, who can rule our land. They try for assimilate we. They use we like guinea pig. They put disease for skin. I want to ask una think say we go continue to live under the terror for these so-called gendarmes and their military. It no go ever happen for Ambazonia again. We go march from mano to mano. We take into consideration the fact say, we'll get traitors amongst us. We know. It no be new. It no be strange. It no be like a different revolution. So all other revolutions always there. They'll go win the war. Stay focused. Go for ttof.net. Continue for support. Continue for arm Wakamato forces. Phase B, they already start. It go on. Put on your resources for day. We go form that army. When they hear the work where they do them, they dislodge terrorist cells for territory. They already start the build phase B. Put in your resources. We'll get the solution. We don't prove for ourselves if we do one. Go for ttof.net. The ones that we don't fool them. I know of people that they don't lost close to hundreds of thousands of dollars. But they put up in the wrong places. We don't prove, we don't demonstrate it, we get the capability and the capacity. For bring freedom for land. We'll work now on phase 2. For be the next phase for Kamasu forces. While they strengthen the current forces in place. Now the year they work what they did one. Much of work they put out. For the dislodge terrorist cells upon terrorist cells on a daily basis they go. The naysayers them. We now see the results them as the days ahead, as the days come ahead. In the days ahead, sorry. Join the egg of C. Contribute with ttof.net. Move build phase B. Now the only way that will strengthen with territory, strengthen with capability for challenge the enemy mano to mano. We'll get a lot in place. We'll get the innovation for change the ground game. When I join we. Ambassador now we all will learn. The ones that they go put their resource for different places, they don't see results. We'll give them results. We'll give them a reason for joining we move work together. Will house be open. The egg of C ADF house be open for every Ambazonian. I thank the ones that we don't really find out. They don't find a house. The ones that we did for different sides, they don't find a house in the egg of C ADF family. They support. They increase the capability. I thank you so much. Bring in more friends and we'll join together. Now we'll learn. We'll hold our hands together. The one people them for free will learn. The fact is some of us, we don't go put resource other places the way they feel discouraged because they don't see any move. When I join we work together. When I give you a try, we don't give you the formula and all the efforts put in place for defend we learn. When I join we. If really when I want freedom, when I can put yourself together, we'll free will learn. Go for ttof.net. continue to contribute our resources for them. I'll go free, we'll land together. It was never going to be a walk in the park. But we'll go see freedom for land. So one thing be certain. That land better be a free land with nobody living there. That will be a land when as slaves they live for the. It not go happen. We will fight. Better fight, hand this battle for the next generation when they come. May they continue the fight. May they continue the fight. No spirit live for see a free Amazonia. Than for live like slaves. Who kneel, hold hand, go give yourself the chain we. In our land of birth. It not go happen. The naysayers them. Una stay quiet, una watch. We go free the land. And when they free the land, you don't have to live in a free land. Cross over, go for like go to Cameroon. Me France continue for enslave for day. I thank all the ones where they believe in freedom and they stand with we. Una continue for do it way it take for we for free land. Continue for support their forces. We get solutions upon solutions and packages and methods them. We always bring them for una, for tell una say this is what we want to do. This is how it's gonna move us to this direction. And we always give our results. There is progress in the field. We build phase 2 for Akamato forces. Join we, go for TTOF, put your name for day. So tomorrow you're picking to come back and take a candle. When you're picking a come in future, your future generation come, they say, my grandfather was here, my grandmother was here, my great-great-grandparents, they are the ones that fought and gave us freedom. Leave that legacy. Leave a legacy will be a free person. Than for leave a legacy where tomorrow you're picking, they will be ashamed for even bear your name. They'll be ashamed for even come out of their bloodline. You see picking up other countries and way their great-grandfather they be fight. I watched other things all that time for ACN. I want to make a comment about them. Papa the way he picking them like 4. They be die off for Eritrean war. But that Papa smile. He say if now the legacy way if he get away, if he born picking with the fight for freedom way, if he live like a free person, he order picking them and the other descendants that will come, they will live like free people for your land. The loss way be get them, it will be worth it. Amazonia will be free. Come what come me. I will make some statements so one time. When at the beginning of this revolution, the real freedom fighters never pick up their arms. They still woke up. And they still woke up till now. We go free we land. We go put order and sanity for this revolution. As one people. We might join. We'll continue to free we land. I thank you plenty. For the traitors them, I want to tell one thing. Whatever I do today, he will come tomorrow. We'll keep records. You think it's a joke, that land will be free. And you go ask yourself how you do. What did we do? You know, only apply that to the ones that will come out, the one we call excessive value today, can you talk, and the numbers. You apply plus the soldiers where they like put the Cameroon will unpicking them. Where they inside the military they come partake in the abuse for own people. Or you can't stand the watch francophone that they can't abuse your own people them. They rape your own woman them. They rape your sisters them. You should go inside it. You aid and abet the abuse for your people. What do you think? We'll be free. No matter what. The ones where they feel the ones stay as slaves them. The weaklings them. Shame on you. Cowards. Go for like probably Cameroon go stay for the when you come out again for try for say you want try for undermine who fighters them, there will be a price to pay. I thank all now. I thank the ones that really join for watch. Una stay hopeful. We'll get darker days ahead, we'll get joyful days ahead. By the end, prisoner say, Ulang will be free. No matter how long it take. Timeline, it really exists for fight for freedom. We don't care how long it take. They never tell, we don't believe, say, people never believe, say, if we take this war through for, they say they'll crush for 2 weeks. Our capability only increase to go. AK, they only increase our territory to go. We only pump in more material for territory to go. We develop more and more capabilities to go. When I see that will start, we get the capability to pop those tanks out of our territory. We get capabilities that will carry AK. They run for bushes like bushmeat, then we'll chase them. Like it happened for Kumo the other day. Now we land. Now we heritage. Now we all. That thanks them for that for street them. You know, go save them. We go increase the capability and the capacity for dislodge those tanks them. They don't get no free place for land. The ones that really think say, I don't talk. You every revolution, you'll get. I keep on bringing this story. If you get a valley, if you get a peak. So when you hit the valley, notice it don't end for the. It will go back. Because freedom be unstoppable. For the people that understand what freedom mean. It be unstoppable. I don't end up the last phase for free Amazonia. Now the last phase that for free Amazonia. So one thing I want to talk. Every free nation, it is start with a concept. I hear someone coward, it is say Amazonia is a fictitious nation. Make I remind you, no African land it will be a nation when they start to agitate for their freedom. They will always see them like from Algeria, where they start the work French people they run to all other lands. To current day Zimbabwe, we've been at Rhodesia, to East Timor. They be there calling for Indonesia. They be look at it in a dream. To all land, even Kenya, we been the people that have fight for their independence. You know, they be there under the British hold. But when they start to fight, so they commit genocide, do all kind of things. But the Mao they continue to fight till now, till the British people they give up. We own situation will be different, and we will get the same results with Sudan. With South Sudan don't get them. The same result with Eritrea, you don't get them. The same result with Somaliland, you don't get them. The same result with, Timor, East Timor, you don't get them. And other places then. I just want to talk about one thing. We'll be free. No matter how long it takes. We'll be free. We start this thing, they be laughing, We adjust our capability, our positions. So when I see some of these small skirmish the way some people will come out talk, the likes of the people that push all those type of things out, the likes of my opinion, I know the like for using net, but I'll cover out normal, I'll use on this time around. You see this girl what they call it, so say what's it, Mimi phone, waiting. If we pretend like saving a part of the independence, but they can't use it, or it can't use we, for building a platform. But I see now how it turn against we. When we fight for the free from the dungeons for like probably Cameroon. We now get all those type of mix in this revolution. But when I stay focused, and the ball game I say that the Republic of Cameroon must live for land. French nobody must be a part of the language. They must live for land. No matter how long it takes, they must live for land. Now they focus that. When I don't mind all this small money, the church will even come up against we, as they don't always do. Everybody, but the revolution, the role they go. Even within us, now we get put a sell up, but the revolution will continue to go. Because they feel the bold and the daring, when they understand what you mean for be free, they will take this whole thing through. I will get that tenacity, We'll be more than capable of be for free land. I want to ask now also one thing again. We'll start with Colas. We'll start with Obagon. We'll hold Colas. We'll hold Dengon. We'll hold AK now. We'll get Pop. All those capabilities. Now I would not build up, reach to that point. We'll go only advance further. Like Bobby say one fight now. As the president for AGOV, he will say, they come. We will send them back. We will create more widows them for that territory. We will create more widows like when they come on the territory. May they come. Why they train them all the time? After every 6 months, they train them. Where did they go? We more than capable for beat them. I'll go beat them, we'll go humiliate them, they go live for land. I want to tell us one thing. Vietnam, when I remember now in the 60s, small Vietnam, it beat mighty America. Small Afghanistan, it beat mighty Russia. Russia take 11 years, if we subdue Afghanistan. They run, leave their tanks. About 11,000 of them die inside Afghanistan. Now, know why? Because Afghans, if you say, now land that, now everything that, now God-given land, we're not going to move for day. Before they want to challenge Russia, that same Afghans when they see them, when they hear them all the time, so the Great Britain, you don't battle with them. They run, come out. Man, they see the talk, they go. They say, more understand, say this thing will take for long, but they will not get timeline. The timeline is now when the Republic of Cameroon live for land permanently. Once and for all. We will not get timeline. Some point anyway when I see that they make all these things on, they can't say no more leave and so. Get out. The real revolutionary fighters in Amazonian land will also not get timeline. Not till the Republic of Cameroon live for land. More understand so. US now they negotiate a way out of Afghanistan. Because they don't win that war. Freedom is priceless. As no matter how big your military be, as long as some people get they understand, say the concept of freedom, I think it being a God-given right. You know gonna win them. The ones that they claim, say they want to talk, say you should be ashamed of yourself. That means you know your revolution right thing. Say you want to talk for, say you want to talk for your brother. They come off for can't wait. Can't continue to be slave. Die where you fight like a free man, than die like a slave where you beg. Every great nation for this world, it will be formed by people that will get up, make a conscious decision, say, we need to be free. Every great nation. Will not be an exception. No gain, no pain, no gain. No suffering without, no progress without suffering. Now a basic human concept that. Man, end this life, this show will tell us, say, I still repeat the word where the president for AGOV CB talk. A revolution, no be a walk in the park. So one day, they begin start say, AK, they run. They don't even understand what they don't even understand the kitchen, how the kitchen be. The hot pass and they run. Una revolutionary leader, Dr. Yabacho, una stand behind me. The faith for the prisoners, everywhere they for inside a dungeon, for the oppressor in territory. The faith for Ambazonia, the destiny for Ambazonia. I will say this unapologetically. Rely on the leadership of Dr. Yabachu. No one freedom. When I join the leadership. We no go twist, no, I know means what or twist what. We only 5 years this revolution, we get the history of the revolution. We not even get a sell out them. But they be claim say they be stand for the likes of Nifundi and the rest. Una will see the work carry the military surround them, the work turn around. When I put a victory for una. How many of we die for ye? Amazonians, we will be free. One tell una say, we no get timeline. Put up your mind, say there is no timeline. Put up your mind, say now cross you go carry out this generation. Wherever we dey. The greatest nation for this world now, the United States of America. Few people they will stand. They tell the British, say, give me liberty. Now a currency way you know if you pay for, or you give me death. I will live like a free person and die like and fight for it, and die like a slave. They make a decision. They put the conscious work. They put the focus. They defeat the biggest nation on earth. The people can they don't get that capability. Who stand behind this leadership for Dr. Yabachu? I will free land. They will try to do all things for soil. You know, no war na propaganda and war too. Now they use everything psychology. Like I say, they go for Buide, they go gather things for different areas. Don't put them. Can they snap and toss and come for one who come? Make I will talk openly. Me now we create those calm them. That in them all na propaganda. Na propaganda. Give us liberty or give us death. We'll never lay down our weapons. We'll never lay down our arms. We'll fight. We'll die fighting like free people, but we'll never live like slaves in our land. Fellow Amazonians, let's stay focused on this whole thing and we'll take this whole thing through. The real liberation fighters, we'll focus on our mind. We'll take this whole thing through. We'll hold this battle, we'll hold this liberation for the ones that don't go before us. The likes of General Ivor. The fight for free land. Now responsibility for continue with that battle. If we tell you one thing, Amazonia will be free. No matter how long it takes, it will be a free land. Put up your mind. We'll know the timeline. The timeline of when we be free. We know we say, hey, now 5 years. No. Now when we'll be free. We'll continue to focus on the goal for liberating land. Now all of you talk that for now. We'll continue to focus on the goal for liberating land. We'll gather on our energy and everything. We'll gather on ourselves, come for the solutions, for things where it work. Stand behind the leadership of Dr. Yabachu. We'll go break the prisons. Free people them from land. The fate for every Amazonian, it depends on we. So each individual, each real freedom fighter of Amazonia, fight like say this revolution depend on you as an individual. I'll go win. Thank you very much. Una stay blessed, una stay hopeful, and things will get better. Go for ttof.net. Continue with support the Kamato forces. Phase B. Will build phase B, they go now. So go put your own resources for the we'll put phase B. One for plan like some 10 of those Akamoto forces across the territory. And the blueprint that. And the game changer that. I thank you very much. Till next time.
tuned on ACN TV. We will be right back. Stay tuned on ACN TV. We will be right back. Stay tuned on ACN TV. We will be right back. Stay tuned on ACN TV. We will be right back. Stay tuned on ACN TV. We will be right back.
I see in your eyes anguish. I can read plastered on your faces uncertainty. But that uncertainty, anguish, and pain coexist with hope. Hope that one day we will be able to walk into a free homeland. We will be able to remember all those who've died in our name. We will be able to remember all those who have been raped because they fight for a free Amazonia. You have come from all places. You've taken time from all your chores. You are here today because you are the true inhabitants of that place that was taken away from us. You have come here as soldiers of the revolution, the last people standing to defend our values, our customs, and our traditions. You've come here to send a message to those who have occupied our homeland, have raped our girls and turned our fathers into boys, that before they will occupy our land in the next 2 years, they will have to eliminate every Amazonian from the planet Earth. 45 years ago, they instituted a concept of national unity. That concept coexisted with the destruction of our economic potentials. When we protested, they called us terrorists. They said they were standing for national unity. That national unity meant the destruction of our own potentials. It meant the elimination of our own leaders, our own patriot volunteers. The concept of nationality, of national unity meant we did not have a university, that we should go to Yaoundé and study in French in the name of national unity. It meant we could not have our own parliament because they thought asking us to sit in Yaoundé was the concept of national unity. They thought we didn't have a right to marketing board because we should depend on them because of the concept of national unity. They thought they would destroy our police forces and we should depend on their own protection on the concept of national unity. 45 years ago, they lied us. 45 years after, we have vowed as a people who've suffered tribulation, economic deprivation, political exclusion, pain, anguish, hopelessness, scattered and dotted in the capitals of Western places, being unsure what tomorrow holds for us, being unsure what our children will become, because we went to schools that was dedicated to the production of people who had no value. The bad schools which were just 4 walls to turn us into dependent, to turn us into hopeless people. The best schools that were prison walls where they could revise our history, educate us in their own history to make us slaves. They turn us slaves in the land of our birth. Until a young man called BBC Mancho took his coffin on the street and told Cameroon, give us freedom or give us death. We are here today with our own coffin to bury the concept of national unity, as our brother has said, 1,000 feet down the earth.
Yes!
Never again, Amazonians. Never again, Amazonians.
Never again.
Never shall we allow a people whom we thought happiness, to treat us like a captured people, to build prisons where they could kidnap our young boys and young girls, transport them from our own city into their own capital. Never again shall we coexist with the people who have no respect for our own essentiality. Never again shall we live with a neighbor that exploit our resources to develop its own country. Never again shall we live with a state that considers us a liability, refuses to develop our own capabilities to become assets to ourselves and our homeland. Never again shall we tolerate a system that denies us the right to exist. Never again shall we let our children be tortured on the streets of our country. Never again, my people, shall we live in pain, shall we live in anguish, hopelessness. Never again shall we sit back and watch our women rape in hostels. Men of Ambazonia, I want you to take the battle block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood. If not for yourself, for our women, for our children, for all those mothers who cannot go to the market because we've imposed ghost towns, for those children who cannot go to school because they've given us an educational system that is a liability, for the lawyers who cannot go to court because they cannot speak the English language in our courts, for all of you sitting in asylum homes in dotted places, hopeless, not knowing what your future would be, whether you will end up in an old people's home or you will return to a land that is hopeless. You are here as soldiers of the revolution. Fight for your country. Never let anybody tell you it's impossible. I have come here as the commander of this revolution to let you know that we will defeat Cameroon. We will not only defeat Cameroon, we will make it impossible for Cameroon again to ever invade our land. I have come here to assure you, to give you the assurances. A few months down the line, we will be able to make our country ungovernable for the Ekemas, the Muketes, the Atanganjis, all those who keep collaborating with the system, the Musonges, the Achidi Achus, all the parliamentarians who legitimize occupation in Yaoundé. If they cross the Mongo and the Matasin, that will be a one-way ticket to hell. We will make it impossible for them to ever return in our homeland, to legitimize a system that has brought us pain, unhappiness, anguish, uncertainty. It is the land of our birth. It belongs to you. For those people yet unborn, for those children who are not going to school, it is your right to exist. And you are here to let Cameroon, to let all those who support Cameroon, to let all those who tolerate this illegality know that our day shall come. The day we will be able to walk into our capital, build a system that responds to our needs, to our norms, customs, and values, that protect our children from hopelessness, that make our men real men, that give our women equal opportunity, that stop the woman